Why, hello and welcome to this very special webinar training. So pleased that you have joined us. I believe that this really could change your stars. I really think that what we are about to teach you here today could in fact really help you to make more money, to see more sales, and to ultimately have a more abundant life, which is really at the core of what I try to do with all of my trainings, and I think this one will do it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Daniel Hall, and we are going to cover here how to drive 168,424 targeted buyers to places like your lead capture pages, your Kindle books, for that matter, any Amazon book, okay, your information products, your courses, for example, affiliate pages if you're an affiliate, product launches, and any place essentially that you want to send people, and do so for free using Pinterest and what we're going to teach here today, which are social graphics. Now, as I like to do on all of these presentations, is I like to kind of start with, pointing out that this presentation does in fact have a sponsor, and that sponsor is Real Fast Social Graphics, and there will be a way for you to continue your education with us after this presentation. But you're not going to hear much about that until the very end. But I do want to let you know that Real Fast Social Graphics is where we show you how to harness the viral marketing power of Pinterest. And Pinterest, as you are going to learn here, is inherently viral, and that's the really cool thing about it. But we're going to show you how to use Pinterest to drive more traffic to your product launches, your Kindle books, and Amazon products and other offers for free. Okay? Now, I like to start off every presentation, including this one, with a promise so that you and I are meeting eye to eye. We know you know what to expect, and we know what to expect. So here's our promise. This is what we're going to undertake here this evening. In this webinar, we're going to show you step by step the elements of what John calls typographics, a term he coined, and quote graphics. That this is the really cool thing about Pinterest, is that they are easy to make, these graphics, and they also can drive massive traffic to your Kindle books, your Amazon products, your product launches, anywhere where you want to send folks, and do so, get this, for free. In fact, what we'll teach you today in this very webinar, okay, is so easy to implement that we know that you could start within 15 minutes of this webinar being over and start seeing more traffic to your offers in the next 24 hours. Okay, that's our big promise. So now that you know what we're promising, I want you to kind of chime in here. Is that something that you would like to do? If so, go to your questions box right now and type in heck yes, cheerio, rock on, etc., 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 so that John and I know that we're kind of on the same page on what's going to happen. All right, cool. So the other thing that's kind of counterintuitive, I know, but I do actually mean this. At the end of the webinar, as I said, we're going to be extending a very special offer to you. However, I do not want you to invest in it. Okay, I don't want you to invest in it unless, okay, we make good on our promise to show you how to harness Pinterest and social graphics for more traffic to your Kindle books and Amazon products and other offers today. On the other hand, if we do show you how to use Pinterest and social graphics to get more traffic to your videos and offers, then you should feel obligated to take advantage of our time-limited special opportunity at the end of the call if and only if it's right for you. So my next question for you, and I'd really like for you to go to the questions box right now, just type in fair if that sounds fair to you. Okay, go now and do that. Excellent. I see the responses coming in. Thank you so much for that. All right. Excellent. So let's jump into today's training. And I wanted to just really briefly introduce myself and my partner. If you don't know who I am, my name is Daniel Hall. I'm this dude over here. I'm really acting more as the MC here tonight, but I am a best-selling author, speaker, publisher, nurse, attorney, and podcaster. And I'm also the creator of the highly popular Real Fast brand of training products. But as I said, I'm not the star, okay? This guy over here, this guy right here, John Kramer, he is the star of the show. And let me tell you why he is the star of the show. It's because he has helped the paragons, many, many super successful authors that were not successful before John got a hold of them, but became very, very successful after they started following what John taught them. For example, Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, they were the co-creators of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, said about John, if you want to sell 600 million books, 600 million books, like we have, read and use John's book. And then also, I love this from Stephen Covey, who said, John Kramer was instrumental to our success in making The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People one of the 2 most influential business books of the 20th century. Now, if you don't know who John is, he is an expert in book publishing and marketing and is the author of the classic, okay, the classic book called 1001 Ways to Market Your Books. I mean, if you go to any of the big New York Times or New York trade publishers, any publisher that's worth their salt has John's book sitting on their desk or closely within reach. And he is known as the grandfather of book marketing. I like to call him the grandpappy of book marketing, and you'll see in his personality why I call him that in just a second. So with that, I'm going to pass the virtual microphone over to you, John. Let me make you the presenter, and there you go.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Can you all see the screen here? It should say Pinterest is a graphical social network. Excellent. Yes, they can see the screen.
Yay, all right. So this is my timeline. These are some of the recent pins that I've done. In other words, graphics that I have shared with other people. And you can see some of them popular, some not so popular. You know, in the past day, most of these. So like 2 repins, 4, 10, 4, 2, 41. And that one I just pinned, gosh, a day, I mean, yesterday, I think. Anyway, so you can see that this is what Pinterest is like. It's basically a graphical social network where you share things and people share things with you. So we wanted to give you an idea of what Pinterest looks like. Now, if you want to learn, I'm going to start by just giving you some basics on how to add a pin from Pinterest itself. So from anywhere you are in Pinterest, once you're on Pinterest, you click on the red plus sign at the top of the page on the right. A circle below, you see that little, I just clipped off and saved the top of the page, but you see that white cross sign right there, and you click on that, and then you have 3 options, but the one you want to use is upload an image. So you can upload an image from your computer. Then when you click on that upload an image, this form pops up, just very simple form. You click on the upload image button there on the right, and you select any graphic from your computer that you have that you want to share. And you enter your destination URL. So where do you want to send that traffic when people click on the image in Pinterest? So you can see that you just enter the link you want people to go to, and then you click on the continue red button. So far we've uploaded the image and entered the destination that we want people to be sent to. Then this pop-up comes up. This is the pinning images pop-up. You can see the graphic is there, and then you can, where the arrow is pointing there down at the left, you can click on that edit button and edit that description in any way you want. You get about, I think, around 100 words. I've never pushed it to that limit, so I generally do about a 30-word description. And that's very simple. So you enter the description, and then you choose a board to send it to. In this case, I sent this board, this graphic, to my infographic a day board. You can see that underlined there. You create these boards. These are some of the boards that I've created. great indie booksellers, halls of fame, holidays and events, homes I'd love to live in, infographic a day, interesting book authors, internet memes, etc. And I have about 40 of those that I've created. So you can scroll through and find the one you want. So it's boards that you create that you share your images to. And then people, if they like your images, they start following you, and they may follow specific boards, in fact. So it's very easy. When you pin, you upload an image, you add the URL, you add a description, and you add it to a specific, you choose a board and click on that, and that adds it to your board. And that's what pinning is. Very, very simple.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about it, right, right, John, is this little feature where you actually can add a link so that there's actually links behind the actual pin that you're putting up. Or when we say pin, we actually mean graphic. But that's the parlance on Pinterest. A graphic is a pin, essentially, and that's the really cool thing.
Now, if you're pinning from a website, Pinterest automatically adds the URL from the page that you are pinning from. But, you know, you don't have to get into detail. You don't have to understand that right now. But I just want to show you some of the things you can edit. One, you can edit the board you sent it to. Two, you can change the description anytime you want to. And three, you can always change the website link to any other link you want to send people to. So if the one link isn't producing results, you can always change it. The one thing you cannot change is the image. You cannot edit that, because why would you want to? If you want to add another image, you just upload another image and go through the same process. But this is what goes with a Pinterest pin: the board, the description, the website link, and the image. And that's Pinterest. What's really neat about it is that basically you're sharing great graphics, images, sunsets, whatever you want to, and you add a short description, so it doesn't have to be complicated. And you add a link to wherever you want it to go, and you post it to one of your boards. So it's not complicated at all. Now I'm just going to do one thing for you. Here is Pinterest Live. This is my profile, and you can see where that plus button is and where you can upload an image. You click on upload an image, you pick out an image you want to open on, you enter whatever website you want it to go to, and you say continue, and boom, then you got this image where you say something and you choose a board. Now I'm not going to do it because I've already pinned this twice, so I'm not going to do it, but I just wanted you to see it.
And then the other cool thing about that, so that folks really know, going back to the description there, is not only is the pin, the image itself, clickable to another link, but you could also put the same link or even a different link in that description area as well. That's the beauty of what's going on here. You get these free links where people that are interested in your topic, whatever niche, because when you do a board, as John will show you here, when you do a board, you do boards related to niches, to passions and hobbies and interest of people, which John will talk about in just a second. But that's how people find your particular image, because they're interested, let's say, in I don't know, spirituality, and they want to see, you know, images on spirituality or yoga or Porsches or sailboats or African violets or whatever somebody has an interest in. You could find a board and groups of people that are really, really interested in that underlying topic. And what should not escape you is it could be your topic, the topic of your product, of your book, because this is where people congregate, right? Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure you understood. Okay, back over to you, John.
Yeah, so I was just showing them the different boards that I have. And again, when you click on a board, let's say infographic a day, it comes up and it shows you all the pins that have been pinned to that particular board. So that's Pinterest. It's very simple. It's easy. It's not complicated at all. So I just wanted to show that to you before we go on. Now, what is Pinterest besides that, and why should we care? It's very simple. Pinterest has high traffic. Pinterest now has over 200 million active monthly users, and we're talking about really active. So it's a really good, you don't have mystery accounts, you don't have all the bots on Pinterest and things like that. You have real people pinning real things. And Pinterest is also viral. 80% of pins are repins of other people's pins. So when you pin, there are a lot of people that say, wow, I like that pin. You know, first, the people that will see it are going to be the people that follow you. And they will repin it, but then once they repin it, all their followers see your pin. And if a couple of those followers pin your pin, then all their followers see your pin. And that's how it gets really viral. It's almost, you know, like a chain letter. You know, it really is viral, and it really makes a difference. And that's why pins really last a long time. We'll show that in a couple minutes. Pinterest also offers targeted traffic. By design, Pinterest encourages people to share their specific interests via boards, those boards that I showed you. So when people follow specific boards, they're saying, I love cars, or I love recipes, or I love fashion, or I love parenting information, I love whatever it might be. So when you share via specific boards, the people that really want that kind of information will be following your boards. Pinterest is also designed to sell things. Users pin to their different boards to create wish lists, shopping lists, bucket lists. And so they're deciding, what do I want to buy? Let me save this because I'm inspired by this wedding dress, and when I get married, I want to remember this wedding dress. Or, you know, here are 10 countries that I really want to go to, and you pin images from those countries to a specific board. And so they're choosing to save things that they're hoping at some point to follow through with, if not immediately. Pinterest users are buyers. Pinterest pins with prices actually get 36% more likes than pins without. So, I mean, that's really incredible when you think about it, because people are really using Pinterest as a shopping venue. Here's the thing that I really want you to understand is the power of the lasting power of a Pinterest pin. You know, the typical tweet lasts from 20 seconds to 2 days. The half-life, that's the technical definition. The half-life of a tweet is 24 minutes. That means half of the people that will see that tweet see it in the first 24 minutes after you tweet. Facebook posts last from anywhere from a few hours to 2 days. The half-life of a Facebook post is 90 minutes. That means half the people will see it in the first 90 minutes of your post on average. Pinterest pins, I've had pins that have lasted 5 years, but the half-life of a Pinterest pin is 3.5 months. That means that half the people that will see that Pinterest pin will see it in 3.5 months. Isn't that, I mean, that's how long a pin will last. And people will see it, and they'll continue to see it on and on and on. A longer half-life means more people have the opportunity to see what you're offering. And this is like 3.5 months. I mean, that's like about 2,000 times more longer than a Facebook post will last on average. Pinterest also converts. That means people click through on pins and repins at an astounding rate. In my own experience, I get anywhere from 2% to 25% click-through rate. That means they click on the pin, and then they click, you know, they look at the bigger pin, and then they click on through to your website. Users are ready and willing to visit your sales pages, your blog posts, your lead capture pages, etc., etc. I mean, it's really incredible. And Pinterest, women really love Pinterest. I mean, probably 80% of the daily active users are women. That doesn't mean men aren't on Pinterest, but the people that go on Pinterest every day, day after day, they're primarily women, 80% of them. And what they like is I call the 6 F's of Pinterest: fitness, food, fashion, family, anything funny, and cute animals. Plus, they like inspiration, motivation, design, home decor, recipes, crafts, hobbies, beautiful homes, travel, and anything that anybody else would be interested in. There was this one graphic here that up on the top right. You say, you want the keys to a woman's soul? Follow her on Pinterest. And it's very accurate. The neat thing is that men are also on Pinterest. They're the fastest growing demographic on Pinterest. Right now, 1/3 of all signups come from men. More men use Pinterest in the US every month than read Sports Illustrated and GQ combined. I mean, that is incredible, the number of people that means. And they like technology, they like cars and motorcycles, men's fashion, gardening, architecture, humor, health and fitness, inspiration, travel, and many of the things that women like, though they don't really go into food as much, except food porn, which is really good looking stuff that you say, whoa, I want to eat that. Publishers like Details, Esquire, Wall Street Journal, and College Humor create boards specifically for men. They also create specific boards for women. Networks like ESPN and CBS use Pinterest to share sports moments, humor, and quotes. Sports leagues and teams like NHL and Seattle Seahawks use Pinterest to connect with fans. And lifestyle brands like Harley Davidson and REI reach adventure-seeking men with pins that inspire and help. So it's an incredible tool to reach out to very, very specific people through your specific boards, whether it's cars and motorcycles, men's fashion, architecture, or whatever. So here is the secret to using Pinterest to win. One, you create a graphic and you either blog about it. That means you write about that graphic and you put the graphic on your website, and then you pin it with the link to that blog post. Alternatively, you can simply create a graphic, upload it to Pinterest, and add your URL, whatever destination URL you want, and pin that. That pinning generates traffic, and traffic generates eyeballs, and that means you can convert that into money. And we'll even talk to you about some of the ways that you can monetize Pinterest later on in this presentation. Now, in my experience, the two most effective pins for everybody in general is quote graphics. That's inspirational, funny, and motivational quotes related to your product or service. And typographics, 5 to 10 or 20 tips in a tall, thin graphic that also features a product shot, a book cover, or a person. And we'll go into detail into each of these so you can get a feeling for what they look like and so on. In my experience, these are the things that drive the most traffic to my website, and I'll show you some examples of that. So this is the shape of a viral Pinterest graphic, tall and thin. Think the size and shape of a bookmark. 300 by 800 pixels, up to 720 by 2,000, 3,000 pixels, however long you want to make it. But basically tall and thin. And you can see that it's an easy kind of graphic to create, and we'll show you more about that in a few minutes. So the reason I got into typographics is that way when I began using Pinterest, I found this graphic called the skinny rules. It summarizes 20 rules that Bob Harper, who used to star in NBC's The Biggest Loser, he wrote a book called The Skinny Rules, and these are his top 20 skinny rules. Now, this graphic is ugly. I mean, it's black and white. It's not going to stand out at all on Pinterest, so I made it prettier. Back in those days, this was pretty for me. I put a pink border around it, and I headlined it The Skinny Rules in a different way. Within a month, I had over 30,000 repins of this graphic. And it's not that pretty. And I said, well, if I can get 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 repins from this ugly graphic, what if I make it prettier? And so I made it, I think, prettier. This is actually a very tall and thin graphic. I think it's, again, something like 600 by 2,000 or something like that, pixels. But here I've got it smaller so you can see it. I took the covers, the book cover colors of his book, and I made a graphic out of it. This is the graphic that has had over 2 million repins in the last 5 years. Here's when Pinterest no longer gives you some of the inside numbers that I like, this 1,416,972 people who have pinned this image. But and so my guess is that I have at least 2,300,000 repins by now, but I don't know for sure because Pinterest doesn't tell me that anymore. The reason they don't is they want you to buy advertising. And if you knew how viral your pins were going, you would never buy advertising. And I know how viral my things are going because I measure where my source of traffic is coming from. And I see that Bob Harper, the Skinny Rose, I have 168,424 visits in 5 years. That's about, what is it, 35,000 a month, a year, about 2,600 a month. Since January 7th, 2013, when I first pinned that. The original pink bordered design, I pinned in November 2012, and it's had over 137,000 pins and still drives a lot of traffic to my infographicatoday.com website. So this is something that you can see. Now I track the numbers that it sends to me, and I know where it's coming from because my analytics from WordPress tells me exactly where the traffic is coming from and what pages it's going to. And so I can tell, even if Pinterest won't tell me any longer, I can still tell that I'm getting an incredible amount of traffic coming to my website. So the characteristics, again, of a typographic are tall and thin, condensed content from your book, or great tips on how to use your product, or it could be a typographic that you build out of a blog post that you do. And then you add the typographic to that blog post that has, like 10 things to do to make this or do that or whatever. Use the colors found on the book cover or the product or colors you like. Add a picture of the cover or product and then link to your Amazon listing of a book, your product page, your sales page, an email capture page, your landing page, anything like that. Here are some more graphics that I've created. The three on the right are ones that I created. The one on the left is something that somebody else created. I blogged about it, reposted it, and got over 6,000 visits. But that was 3 years ago. What I'm going to do now is show you the current visits that I've gotten from these 4 pins. 19,468 visits so far of 101 ways to say great. That's 13,182 more visits in the last 3 years. 56,920 visits from this 18 things high achievers do that low achievers don't. Really neat graphic, works really well. It's gone viral. 24,834 more visits in the last 3 years. That's 8,000 visits a year. That's about 800 visits a month. 15 things to give up if you want to be happy. 60,000 visits. That's 21,847 more visits in the last 3 years. And there's 16 unusual uses for cucumbers. Who knew there were 16 of them besides eating them? I've gotten 14,693 visits. That's 6,863 more visits in the past 3 years. That's 66,726 visits in 3 years with just these 4 pins on autopilot, because I haven't done anything with these pins since in the last 3 years. This is from the repins of the repins of the repins of the repins that's generated for me 66,726 visits in the last 3 years with me just sitting by and watching the traffic come in. Now, I could repin some of these, and I did, but basically it's the repins and the repins that does the job. And I mean, you know, if you guys aren't amazed by that, you know, sit back. 4 graphics, 4 pins. That's like doing 4 Facebook posts or 4 tweets and getting 66,726 visits in the past 3 years from those tweets. Who does that? You know, not very many people. But in Pinterest, you can do it all the time. Now, I want you to know, you know, I really love the typographics. These are the long typographics with tips, you know, very simple. These infographics, you know, people tell you infographics work, they're popular, et cetera, et cetera. But 80 to 90% of all people who access Pinterest access it through a mobile phone. None of these infographics, these 4 on the left, are readable on a cell phone. They're not even readable. You can't read these. You can't read the fine print. It's like a contract that they're sending you that they don't want you to read. None of these are readable on a cell phone. But the 18 things high achievers do, that is readable on a cell phone. You do have to scroll through it, but it's readable. That means they can click through on it. These other ones are going to go, I can't read it on a cell phone. Why would I want to click through on it? Why would I want to pin it? That's why the typographics are the thing that I really recommend that you create. The other thing that I recommend you create are quote graphics. These are some of the quote graphics that I've shared. The one on the left is something that somebody else created. I reblogged it. I said, wow, I love this quote. I'm going to share it on my blog. And then I repinned it from my blog and got over 30,000 repins. This take time to do what makes you so happy. I like that one too. I thought it was a beautiful image, and I thought it would appeal to the women in my marketplace. And so again, I blogged about it on my blog, pinned it from my blog, and got over 212,000 repins and a ton of traffic to my website. This other one, that's a graphic too. Even though it's all words, nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody pities you for procrastinating. Nobody's going to coddle you because you're lazy. It's your ass. You move it. And I use that one because I have a very popular fitness board on Pinterest. And I get a lot of repins from that board. And this has had over 2,500 repins. And people like it. It's interesting. It's very readable on a cell phone. Very effective. Now I want to show you another one. This is the post, and I wanted to show you back in the days when Pinterest gave me the numbers, I wanted to show you how quickly a pin can go. This is a quote that I found in black and white on Pinterest. When you forgive, you don't change the past, you change the future. And I said, I like that, but I want to add to it. But when you pray, you change the past and the present and the future. Pray more. So I created this with the graphic painting from Albert Dürer, I think it was around 1600, the Praying Hands graphic. And you can see I put my brand under there, my incredible website. And when I pinned it originally, you can see that after 10 hours, I had 15 direct pins. That means people pinned from my website 15 times. But as you can see down here at the bottom, maybe you can read that, 266 people repinned it within that same 10 hours. And that is incredible. I mean, that means that you're getting incredible amount of traffic right away. This kind of thing happens. I'm going to show you another example. This is from Brian Tracy. Brian shares a lot of motivational quotes and and questions and things like that. Here's a graphic he created. What is it that you would like to do or have more than anything in the world? And again, the beautiful sunset image, and he's got his brand down there at the bottom. We'll even show you how to make some of these. Within 2 hours, he had 14 direct repins and 161 total repins within 2 hours. And Brian is really smart in how he uses Pinterest. This is his latest graphic with 23,000 followers. He monetizes his Pinterest posts in 3 ways. We'll talk about other ways to monetize too, but he posts inspirational quotations that sends traffic to his Pinterest report. You can see it there, briantracy.com/Pinterest report. There's that link up there in his description, where he gets people to sign up for his email newsletter in return for getting the Pinterest report that he wrote. He also posts videos, because you can post videos as well as images, of his sales talks that promote and link to his sales training programs, and he makes a lot of money. He's one of the top sales trainers in the country. He also posts videos of his speeches that promote and link to his professional speaking page. And he gets anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 for speaking at an event. So it's an incredible, way to make money and to, to promote what he is doing. Here, I wanted to show you some recent updated graphics. These are lifetime visits from different pins that I've done. Some were typographics that I created. You can see different typographics there. And there were other infographics and typographics that somebody else created. I reblogged about it and then pinned it from my blog. And you can see, like the infographic, The Power of Napping, 107,000 people have come to my website from that infographic. The knot library, I mean, look at the things people are interested in. 50 ways to tie a scarf, 10 herbs that heal, 100 ways to say great to support others, a 7-day plan to lose 10 pounds, a printable age-appropriate chores for kids, 30 flat tummy tips, a 30-second gut flush, that's a video. This is a funny one. Damned You Autocorrect, the 10 funniest grounds for a breakup, the 16 unusual uses for cucumbers, the Dalai Lama 18 rules of life, the Dash Diet weight loss solutions, the healing power of cat purrs, the difference between cats and dogs, and the date night Q&A. I mean, these are, things that in many cases, these are created by other people. I just blogged about them, shared the graphic on my blog, and pinned it from my blog. And this is the traffic I've gotten from that specific pin. And you can see, if you add that all up, I don't know what it is. I didn't add it up. I should have. But it looks like about 500,000 people have come to me, and certainly more than that, because on this particular website, I have had 1.2 million visits in the last 5 years. So that's about 250,000 people every year come to my website simply and primarily from these kinds of pins. Here are a couple of my other websites. That last website was my infographicaday.com website. Celebrity Weight Loss Tips is a relatively new site, but as you can see, the same typographic I pinned to this site and pinned from there, 15 things to give up if you want to be happy. I got 8,690 visits from that pin. The Pinterest Law 326, it says basically that for every workout plan on Pinterest, there's an incredible fudge brownie recipe. And, so that was funny. I did, again, 4,683 visits from that pin. My incredible website, you can see I did a short story called The Fence, and I did it as a graphic. It's had almost 8,500 visits from the pins. That's the only place I really share it. The Douglas Adams on Real Service, Chinese Proverb, the Melody Beatty are all quote graphics. They've sent about 15,000 total visits to my website. This is, again, a fairly new website. and then my bookmarketingbestsellers.com, which is my money website. The Facebook tips, 31 ways to promote your Facebook, almost 8,000 visits. The Kurt Vonnegut, 16 rules for writing fiction, about 6,000 visits. These are things where Pinterest works for almost any niche that you can think of, and it can produce traffic in a significant way. And here is a graphic that Pinterest, if you have a business account, Pinterest will share analytics with you. So you can click on your analytics page on Pinterest and you can see what's going on. So you can see here that my average daily impressions from my Pinterest profile are 33,000. Average daily viewers, 21,000. That means people that actually looked at it seriously. Average monthly viewers, about 787,000 people have seen something that I've created within that month. 12,500 of them actually engaged with the pin. That means they either repinned it, clicked it, or liked it, or did all three. But you can see even here some of the typographics that I've created and the kind of repins and clicks and impressions that they got. The actual activity from my bookmarketingbestsellers.com is average daily impressions is 24,000. Average daily viewers is 14,500. This again is statistics. This is the kind of numbers that Pinterest does give you. So they still give you some good, useful information of the top pin impressions for the last 30 days, what's working for you. So they're still telling you things, but it's not quite as nice as what they used to tell me, but I still love it. Now here, I wanted to show you a few of the other typographics that I've created. I created this one for Scott Grossberg. It's just 5 steps on how to achieve your dreams. The neat thing about that is that he paid me to do that. The Valerie Bertinelli, she didn't pay me, but I created it and I linked to her Amazon page for the book, One Dish at a Time. Maya Angelou, What I've Learned, it was a great thing that I saw on Facebook. It was just words. I created a graphic out of it, added her the complete collected poems of Maya Angelou, and I pinned that image. And when Maya died a couple years ago, this was in the top 3 of all images shared anywhere on the internet to celebrate her life. The Dash Diet Weight Loss Solutions is one I created for Marla Heller. It's nowadays I would do a much better job of it because I think that's kind of ugly. But it worked for her, you know. She shared it on her main page, and about 2 weeks after I created this, she got on Dr. Oz, and her book became #1 in all of Amazon, not just on a specific sub page, but in all of Amazon. And the link that Dr. Oz sent people to first was to her page where this graphic was, and she kindly linked to my website. So I got an incredible amount of residual traffic because she shared this typographic on her page. This other one, 25 Best Health Tips via Men's Health. Again, I'm promoting a specific book on Amazon, You on a Diet, and I make money from my affiliate links to You on a Diet. So you can get paid to create typographics, and we've actually provided you with some easy to use templates so you can create typographics like this in just 4 steps. Basically, you add a background image, you put in the words, I realized after creating the one on the left that I really wanted to put an image in it as well besides the background image. So I added an image of a woman that looks to me like a strong woman. And then I added my website there, myincrediblewebsite.com. This is a template here on the right that I provide for you so that you can recreate typographics like this in 4 simple steps. Add a new background graphic, add your words, add your own specific image, and type in your website. So, and that's very strong and very effective. Here's a couple quote graphic templates that we also provide for you. The one on the right is a square quote graphic, which means it's great for not only Pinterest, but also for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and any other social network you might want to share it on. That square is a standard sharing tool for most social networks. But this taller and thinner one on the left is more effective on Pinterest because it gives you more space on Pinterest. I apologize for that phone call. I meant to unplug my phone. So, and I wanted to share with you also why Pinterest is incredible for search engine optimization, or what we call SEO. While Pinterest pins feature no follow links, that means that the search engines will not follow the link from your pin to your website. But Pinterest sends so much traffic to your sites, and that traffic is taken into account by the search engines in ranking your sites, because one of the main measures for, is this a site that we want to promote or we want to share with the search engines, is how much traffic does that site get. And also there's a really neat way to create your Pinterest board so that they give you incredible branding and SEO value. And we'll teach you how to set up your board so they make a real difference in your day-to-day web traffic and branding recognition. And then finally, who really cares about SEO when Pinterest is sending you thousands of people every day? Or hundreds of people in some cases. Some of my websites I only get several hundred a day. Some I get several thousand. Pinterest, this is one last thing that I really want you to understand. Pinterest is a key search engine itself. Over 2 billion searches are made on Pinterest every month. And many people use Pinterest to search for products and tips. And why do they do that? Because Pinterest content is curated by actual users. So the results are much higher quality than any algorithm that Google or Bing or any other search engine could possibly create. The curation by actual users is a much higher value, and that's why the searches made on Pinterest really send you targeted traffic from active buyer searches. Now, that's what I told you. I hope you're excited about Pinterest. I hope that you've got an idea of why it's so valuable and how it can really make a difference in helping you get more exposure and helping you to sell more. Now I wanted to show you an example, a very simple way to create a quote graphic using a word processor, any word processor. It's very similar how you do it. In this example, I'm going to show you using Microsoft Word. And my first graphics were all created in Microsoft Word because I'm a writer, and that's what I know. So your first step is to enter the text that you want to share. I've learned that the key to success is if you can go to work happy, and if it's not the best fit, you can always change direction, and this is an actress, Diana Agron. So I put that, I cut and pasted into the Microsoft document. The next thing is that I began to format it a little bit. I bolded it, made it larger, colored it, and you can do all that by clicking on that home link that I've circled there, and then picking out the things that you want to do. Make it bigger, make it bolder, color it. All of that is available under the home option in Microsoft Word. The next thing you do is you add a graphic, and all you do there is drag and drop it into the Word document. And then I centered the image and the words, and I spaced out the words a little bit, and then I changed the coloring for Diana Agron to distinguish it from the word. Now you can see, very simple, it looks nice, it's going to make a nice graphic. The next thing you do is you add a URL. I always like to add a website link at the bottom of the graphic so that people can come to my website even when, and this happens a lot on Pinterest, people will share it on Facebook and other places where the Pinterest link does not get attached. So I always want people to know where to go to find out more. So I thought this was an interesting graphic. The guy is happy and it looks like he's working. So, I shared it, put in my myincrediblewebsite.com. The next thing I did is I colored it in the background. And you do that in Microsoft Word using the design option. And then over to the right, once you click on that, there'll be an option for page color. So I chose a gold color to go along with the minor. Again, look at that. Very simple, very easy to use. And then the final step to create a graphic in Microsoft Word is you have to use a snipping tool to clip out the exact image and use it in Microsoft Word. In Windows, it's called the snipping tool, and that comes with Windows. And Daniel, do you know what it is on Macintosh? Macintosh also has a snipping tool or a clipping tool. I'm going to show you how it looks. Here's my snipping tool, and you can see I can cut out any part of this graphic and save that image, and then I just save it to my, any part that I want to my computer. That's how the snipping thing works. Daniel?
Yeah, I would suggest just downloading Jing, J-I-N-G, which is free and works on both Macs and PCs.
Okay, to do the same kind of clipping. Very, very simple process, and you have a graphic. And that's one of the simple ways to create a graphic. We also show you 4 other ways to create graphics that are even simpler than this. But I thought this was a great example to show you. And Daniel, I think it's time for you to ask a question.
Yeah, my question is, and that was a wonderful job. Thanks, John. My question for all of you is this one. Have we delivered on our promise to you? If so, go to your questions box right now and type in, heck yes, so that I know, John knows that we've done a good job for you and you've learned a lot of good stuff. And see all these responses coming in here, John. Yes.
Okay, so you're changing the presentation?
Yeah, there we go. I'm just taking it over here. Lovely. Thank you so much, Joss. And oh wow, lots of folks, happy folks here. Great. Well, I'm so glad about that because the fact of the matter is that when preparing this webinar today, we had 2 options. Option 1 is we could show you some really cool stuff for about an hour, and then we could simply part ways. And then option 2 is we could extend a very special offer to those of you who are interested in putting into action today what we showed you in the easiest, most effective, and simplest ways. Now, we chose option 2, and when you see what it is, I think you're going to be very glad that we have put this together for you. I wanted to introduce you to the completely brand spanking new for 2018 Real Fast Social Graphics. It looks like this. And the really cool thing is that John and I have had many years of training and using Pinterest, and the sum total of that knowledge is in Real Fast Social Graphics. It is, in fact, a total system for Pinterest success, or Pinterest money making, or money getting is the best way to look at it. And the best thing about it is the system is specifically designed for people who, well, like myself, we're not graphic designers. You could probably pretty much tell that right off jump. Or it's actually designed for people that aren't really marketers either. That's the beautiful thing about it. And if you are a marketer, or if you do know how to make pretty graphics, so much the better. You're that much further along. But it's certainly not necessary to be successful on Pinterest using our process. Speaking of process and system, what we have done is we've broken our system down into a number of different focuses that I want to tell you about here. The first one is focus number 1, which is the formula for Pinterest success, and basically it's right there. Traffic, again, we're talking about traffic, right? Traffic means real people, not robots, but real people with eyeballs who have money in their pockets, okay? And that's what Pinterest helps you to do, to drive traffic to your books, to your Amazon listings, to your blogs, to your podcast, to wherever it is you want to drive the traffic. And then once you have them on your own page, okay, a page that you control, there's any number of things that can happen from there. You could send them on to your own affiliate links, or through your affiliate offers, your own offers, or you could actually give them a offer for them to join your email list, which is what I like to do the very first thing, okay? But again, that's focus number one. Again, we show you in Real Fast Social Graphics how to exactly post typographics, which John showed you in today's presentation, again, to actually get and start this new traffic coming to your sites immediately. And by the way, the value of this is $97, but that brings us to focus number 2 in the system. It's about posting the right images, because it's not just any willy-nilly image that makes sense, right? You've got to post the right images that are strategically positioned and strategically used to create the maximum effect for you. So in Real Fast Social Graphics, that's exactly what we show you how to do, is how to make the images that have the highest propensity of actually being virally spread. Not that it's a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed in this life. I mean, let's face it. But to increase the likelihood that these images will go viral. And again, we show you that in this part of the system. And this is a $97 value, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $194. And then the next part of the system is focus number 3. We show you how to use Pinterest for essentially almost unlimited blog and website traffic. And the really cool thing about that is that you have in Pinterest how to get and use the hot and trending content in just about any niche. So I don't care what your niche is. Whether it's a niche related to one of your books or one of your products or one of your services, you're going to be able to see on Pinterest what's hot, right? And then follow along, piggyback essentially. So we show you how to identify that and how to make your own hot trending pins, or potentially hot trending pins anyway. And this is a $197 value, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $391, which brings us to this 4th focus of our system. And this is the special 2-minute to make graphic that you can use to generate traffic for 2 years plus. I mean, we showed you in today's presentation how some of our graphics continue to bring in literally thousands of new eyeballs, new traffic to our web pages for free. Okay, that's the power of what this is. And hopefully you're getting excited about it, because we are really excited about it. And this is a $197 value, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $588. And that brings us to focus number 5, which is how to repin for maximum viral spread. John mentioned in today's presentation how you can take pins on Pinterest and repin them elsewhere, repin them to your own boards. In fact, Pinterest, that is the culture of Pinterest. That's what the powers that be at Pinterest want you to do and cultivate you to do. So the idea here is how to go about choosing images, the right images, to repin. In other words, you don't even have to make the image, but just repin what somebody else is doing for your own benefit, for maximum viral spread, as you see here. This is a $97 value, by the way, and this brings the total value to everything you're getting today to $685. And then in focus number 6, you're going to love focus number 6, I got to tell you. especially if you're a book author, because in focus number 6 in this system, if you are a book author, or if you've got any type of product to sell online, then you're going to love focus number 6, because we're going to show you how to create book and product sales from bookographics and typographics, like we showed you here today with the skinny rules. That's a typographic example of what we're talking about. Now, there are nuances, by the way. There are wrinkles, there are differences on putting these together, which of course we cover in the training, and that value is $197, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $882, which brings us to the next part of it. I realize that a lot of you have books on Amazon, or products on Amazon, or listings on Amazon. And if you do, if that describes you, then this focus number 7 is right up your alley. You're going to want to pay particularly close attention to this, because in many ways, Pinterest is like the perfect complement to Amazon. I call this a match made in heaven in a lot of ways, because you could drive traffic to your Amazon listings directly from Pinterest. Not necessarily that's what you want to do, but you certainly could do that, and obviously generate sales in that process. Now, this is a $97 value, bringing the total value to everything that you're getting to $979 in value. Now, John, I want to have you come on and talk about our group boards focus, because this is a big part of this training, and I believe a big part of your success if you're on Pinterest. And this is the group board training. We say, as I say here, group boards equals group love. But John, can you come on and talk about why group boards are so powerful, number one, and why getting just this part of the course is a $297 value?
Well, group boards are boards where you invite, if you create a group board, and you can, any board you have, you can create as a group board. And that means you can invite people to collaborate with you on that board, and so they can pin to it as well as you. And so I created a group board on blogging and internet marketing, and I invited people that I knew who were internet marketers, like Mike Koenig, Jason Flatian, Joe Com. And as you can see, when they accept that invitation and join my group board, my group board shows up on their Pinterest profile. And in Joe's case, it's on the top left. And there it is. My Pinterest program is right there, showcased by Joel to everybody that comes to visit his website. And as you know, Joe is or you might know, Joe is the author of Twitter Power 3.0. So he's a social media expert, and he really loved what's going on here, and he had a lot of fun with it. But I invited, I think I have about 50 collaborators now. So the neat thing about a group board is that every pin is not just showcased to the people that follow you, but to the people that follow everyone that contributes to that board. And this is one of the ways that you can start to maximize your exposure by creating your own group boards, but also by becoming, joining other people's group boards. And most group boards will tell you how you can join them. Not all of them, because some of them are very much, I only invite 2 people and that's it. But there's other ones that have invited hundreds of people to join them in collaborating on a board. So you can get incredible amount of exposure, not just from the people that are following the board, but also from the people that are following all the contributors to the board. And that's incredibly valuable. In my experience, when people, the people that have the most followers on Pinterest are also the most active in group boards.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Because the beautiful thing about this is that if somebody goes to Joel's Pinterest page, or Mike Koenig's, or Jason Fladlin's, or any of the other paragons that we have in this on this board, well, because we own the board, blogging, internet marketing, we get to say what that primary pin is. And as you can see here, it's about our Pinterest course, about this very course that you're in. And again, this engenders and creates new traffic from these other folks, these influencers, and that's really, really powerful. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want you to miss this whole group board concept. And by the way, this is a $297 value, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $1,276. And I know some of you are saying, well, Daniel, this is all well and good, but how in the world can I create a graphic when I'm not a graphic designer? Okay. Well, the fact of the matter is that as you could probably tell, John and I don't make super pretty pins. We just make super effective pins. And that's what we teach you here, how to create typographics and quote graphics using tools like MS Word, which you probably already have, or PowerPoint, again, which you probably already have, or and online tools, which I know if you have an internet connection and a computer, you will have access to pretty much for free. And the value for this is $47, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $1,323. And I'm really excited about this because we have a very exclusive training that's coming up a week from today, actually, from Dennis Kashkin. Dennis owns Board Booster. This is one of the services that I use to promote my pins on Pinterest. And the really cool thing about this is Dennis has given myself, or given my students, you all in other words, a 3-month free access pass to automated software that actually pins for you. And in addition to that, Dennis works with some of the biggest brands in the world on Pinterest with their Pinterest boards. So he's got some high-level insights and intelligence, and he's going to be teaching how you all could be using Pinterest, using some of these sort of hidden, intelligence that he has. So we're doing this special webinar. So it's not only are you going to get the free access to the automated software, not only you're going to get that, but you're also going to get this exclusive Board Booster training. This is a $197 value, and that brings the total value to everything you're getting today to $1,423. Now, the other thing I wanted you to kind of point out here is that we've made the learning environment super easy for you to learn in. Okay, so again, everything is on one page. So all the video trainings on one page, all the video tutorials. You just kind of scroll through, like we have a little table of contents here. Many of these have PDF downloads in them as well. Okay, so you've got that. So you get all of this. Now, I'm going to show you a bunch more of bonus tools to help you even get a faster start. And you're probably saying, well, Dan, you've already, already given so much. What else could we possibly need? Well, how's about personal help from John and I? Okay. The fact of the matter is that we know that you're going to have additional questions. As good as any training is, and this, by the way, is damn good, but as good as it is, you're going to have questions on your specific application. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why we have established our members-only private Facebook group that you get access to for life. And as you can tell here, in previous iterations of this course, we have had over 1,000 students in this training. I'm going to be explaining some of their experiences here. And we have actually over 800 members in this very group right now. Okay, so it's a great resource for you. But you're going to get that, and you get access to both John and I here. And by the way, this is a $197 value, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $1,620. Now, you're going to love this. This is because this is really going to help you hit the ground running, because I have an additional bonus here for you. It's our Canva training plus 5 done-for-you Canva Pinterest templates that you see there. So you're going to get all of these so that you can get in and start working and creating new typographics, new graphics, and new pins tonight, literally tonight with this. So you don't even have to worry about that. That's all there for you. This Canva training and template bonus is a $97 value, bringing the total value to everything you're getting today to $1,717. And of course, we've had, as I said, lots of very successful students. Let me share a few of the success stories with you. For example, Judith Sansweet here, who says, I've been listening to the webinar, decided to check my website after refreshing my stats, and I had a eureka moment. I discovered that traffic to my Proofread NZ website as of the 30th of November tripled from a very consistent 8-year performance level. It tripled essentially pretty much overnight using these strategies. And then she goes on to say, now the focus will be to monetize that new traffic flow. Wow, thanks John and Daniel for a really great training in your program. And then Earl says here, happy dance to share. I just passed 1,000 followers at last, applying my semi-automated system of liking and commenting repins plus a general call to action. And the big deal about this is the more followers you have, the more traffic, generally speaking, that you're going to have to your pins and to your own websites. That's why this is significant. And we have a couple more bonuses I want to tell you about. For example, John recently did this Facebook Marketing for Authors training that has two modules, actually, two videos with it that you're going to get. This is a $20 value, plus his Twitter Mania Manual, the secret to building an incredibly fanatical following on Twitter, which is also a $20 value, and how to use LinkedIn to promote yourself as an author or expert, find promotional partners, and build a long-lasting and useful relationships, also a $20 value. So taken together, what you're getting is a social marketing suite for, well, folks, like people just like you, authors, publishers, information creators, internet marketers, experts, speakers, trainers, coaches. All of you get this entire marketing suite of social media training. So that brings the total value to everything that you're getting today to $1,777 in value. Okay? So by now, I hope that you could see this would be an extraordinary value if we priced the system at $997, but you're not going to pay that. It would be an even better value if it were $797, but again, you're not going to pay that, and you're not going to pay $597 either, okay? You get the whole thing as long as you can hear the sound of my voice, and as long as you are here right now with us, for instead of $297, for $197. The place to go is realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. That link is in your chat area right now. Head on over there right now and grab this very special deal, because it is time limited, by the way. I want to make sure you're clear on that. You have a very limited amount of time for this, and the price will be going up, even on future webinars. So if you see this webinar elsewhere, or somebody else promoting this webinar, it will be at a higher price than $197. This is an in-house special deal just for John and I's internal community only, okay? So don't wait for it to go somewhere else. Grab it right now, realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. And I wanted to put this in just that price point in perspective for you, okay? As I said, that if you act now, okay, by going to realfastsocialgraphics.com/live, you can get this very special deal at only $197. But to kind of put that in value in perspective, John is getting approximately 4,000 free clicks a week to his websites. And even at a very conservative 25 cents per click, which by the way is, you know, just crazy, because I'm a Facebook advertiser myself, and I know clicks are easily $2, $3, $4. No kidding. Okay, so 25 cents. This is a very conservative figure, but that really does come out to $1,000 and a week. And get this. This is the really important point. The traffic just keeps coming. Once it's up there, you cannot even turn off the traffic, okay? You cannot turn off the clicks to your website. That's the beautiful thing about Pinterest, okay? And we still have other bonuses for you. And of course, we're going to continue to deliver for you as well. John has been in this business for over 30 years, and I've been in this business for 10 years now. And we know one of the reasons of our own longevity and staying power in this business is that our own success is directly related to yours. That's why we've been around so long, and why you can be assured that you're not going to be alone in your journey to a more profitable business. So you're heading over to realfastsocialgraphics.com/live right now and grabbing this very special deal. That link is in your chat, by the way, if you are here live with us or on an encore. If you're on a rebroadcast or a replay, the link is probably directly below where you are now watching, okay? And I wanted to bring John back on to tell you about what I consider to be the best bonus yet. In fact, I would easily say that this one bonus is worth many multiples of what we're asking for the whole program. Just this one thing. So John, can you tell folks about this very special bonus that we have for them?
Yeah, Daniel. You know, we talked about the value of being part of different group boards, so we decided to create a special board just for the people that take this course. So it's called Typographics, Better Than Infographics. And as you can see, we already have 165 contributors, over 6,000 followers, and it's a very nice thing because it really helps you from the very beginning to start getting more and more followers. If you actually accept a membership in this group, you know, you just email me and we tell you about that so that you can be invited. You will start to get 100, 200, 300 followers within a week. It's very, very quick because we all follow each other. That's one of the commitments that we make when we're part of the group board, is that we follow everybody on that group board. So it becomes very quickly a way to accelerate how many people you have following you. So it's a really incredible tool. Plus, when I find pins on this board that I think would be of interest to one of my special interest boards, I repin it. So you're already getting a repin to my 25,000 followers. So there's a lot of benefits to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yeah, and there certainly are. You know, this is the one thing that, I mean, I just want you to understand. John, can you tell folks how many followers you have, just to kind of put this in perspective?
Daniel, I did that.
I know. Let's say it again. Just because you said it once doesn't mean people
followers, over 25,000 at this point, that follow me, and you know, it really does help to have more followers. Though I think the most effective thing for getting repins is being members of groups like this that really help to spread the exposure of your pins to more and more people.
Yeah, and the other cool thing about this, as John says, is that it gives us a learning environment to help you in real time and in a real environment, which is what this does for you, right? So that's awesome. So I've actually put this as a priceless value, and it really truly is. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure that you understood is that, you know, John is no slouch when it comes to helping lots of people to sell books or sell anything, okay? For example, he took Deepak Chopra, you may have heard of him, from a Vanity Press author to being a New York Times bestseller many times over. By the way, you can go to grab this very special deal at realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. And the other thing I wanted to show you is here with Joel. Joel Com, who says Kramer is the go-to guy for marketing books. Not only is are Kramer's tips and resources excellent for promoting books, but you can use the techniques and strategies for promoting a variety of other goods and services. Highly recommended. And the other thing I wanted to just briefly tell you about here, while you head on over to realfastsocialgraphics.com/live, is this. I wanted to just briefly bring this up.
Read books on marketing books. John Kramer wrote a great book called 1001 Ways to Market Your Books. When we did Chicken, we took about 900 of those that we thought were relevant, made a post-it for each one. I had 2 staff people writing them for days, put them on a wall about 12 feet long. Every day we took a post-it off and did it. Took us 2 years to get through all those post-its. But by the end of that, we were #1 on the New York Times list, and we stayed there for 3 years. Then the second book came out, it was #2, was there for 3 years. At one point, we had #1, 2, and 3 on the New York Times list because we kept doing those things.
Okay, so again, I just wanted to make sure that you understood that John Kramer is the real deal. Okay, he's been in the game a long time, and he's helped a lot of people become super successful, and we hope that we could help you do the same. So head on over to realfastsocialgraphics.com/live right now and grab this very, very special offer. Okay, so we could take questions now if you have them. And let's see, what other stuff we have to do we have to talk about? So have we started, and I see all the orders start coming in already. So thank you for that. The place to go is right over here to realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. Okay? All right. And of course, get your questions into the chat here. And we will answer them right now, right here. Okay, so here's a #1 question here. How do you find your image? Does Pinterest .ca get the same traffic on? Well, sorry. So the first question: how do you find your image? You create it, or you repin images that are already on Pinterest, like we showed you. Okay. Another question, and John, you may have more insight on this than I do, but does Pinterest.ca get the same traffic as Pinterest.com?
Yes, they do. It's basically the same, the same social network. And if you follow somebody in the U.S., you're still going to see them on Pinterest.ca. And if they follow you, and from the U.S. to follow you, and you're in Canada, they'll still see your images. They'll still see everything that you pin. So on that level, it works really well. Now, how active do you need to be every day on Pinterest? Most days, I pin 1 image, and I think that that's plenty fine. I pick different boards to pin to different days. Probably over a week, I might pin 10 images. And the thing is, it's not so much how often you pin, and you have to tweet every 20 minutes, or you have to post on Facebook 5 times a day and things like that. On Pinterest, it's really the quality of the repins that really make a difference. It's not really how much you're active on Pinterest, it's how many people love what you do and repin your stuff. And that's what's so really incredible about Pinterest, because you can pin something and that could go viral, and if it goes viral, boom, it just takes you everywhere. People keep repinning it, and that's why over the last 3 years I got that 66,000 additional visitors to my website without doing anything. I had pinned those 4 images, and the traffic just kept coming and coming and coming. And that's because of all the repins. 80% of all pins on Pinterest are repins. And the neat thing is, it used to be that if somebody repinned you, they could edit your link and put in their own link, but that's no longer possible. Nowadays, your link always goes with your pin, no matter how often it's repinned. And that means when people find that repin, they go and they are automatically taken to your website if they want to find out something more. And
yeah.
somebody, okay, Well, somebody else just called and asked a question about Pinterest stats. Since they no longer really share stats on each pin in a very effective way, I use software to track my analytics, and I do. I use WordPress analytics because all my blogs and websites are WordPress websites. And WordPress has an incredible analytics program that tells you where all your traffic is coming from and where it's going on your website. So you can see how many people have looked at every page on your website and where that traffic is coming from. So that's why I know most of my traffic comes from Pinterest, because I see it right there in the analytics.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel, you had something?
No, that's exactly right. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that folks knew about essentially the whole idea, and this is one of the reasons why I love Pinterest so much, is that let's say that, I don't know, somebody throw out something that they're passionate about, some topic that you're passionate about. Go to your questions box and just type in any topic. Maybe it's a topic that you write about. Maybe it's something that you just have as a hobby. Just put that in the chat. We would really love to kind of show you what I'm talking about here on Pinterest. And the beautiful thing about this is, let's say that that your thing is all right. We got here office organization. That's your thing. And the beautiful thing about Pinterest is you could find a pin on organization or office organization, or even whole boards that are related to office organization. So I'm going to bring this on over to this. Can you see my screen over here where you see this is on Pinterest right now? Okay, can you see this or not? Or am I not showing my screen? It's paused. Okay, there you go. So you see now I typed in office organization in Pinterest, right? Okay, so it gives you lots of pins, and these are, again, examples of pins.
Now notice how that one, how to declutter your space, it's a typographic in some forms, but look, you can't read it.
You can't read it.
The person didn't do a good job of creating that typographic. And that's one of the things that in our typographic group, I'll give you feedback on, what you're doing and how you're doing it and whether or not you can make it better, because that typographic isn't showing up effectively on Pinterest.
Yeah, and here's the really cool thing about it, and what I really want folks to understand about it. Let's say that you like this one, how to organize the office, right? And this is so the Kima Hamilton here, save this to cleaning and organizing tips, right? Easy for me to say. And this board has 159 pins on it. So if I like, this sort of thing, this organization kind of stuff, I would just, hang out here and kind of look at all the pins. And the beautiful thing is this. These pins here at the very bottom, they may have been pinned to this years ago, but they're still active. They're still working. They could still bring you traffic. This, my friends, is the magic of Pinterest. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you here. That stuff that you pinned, on a board years later can be found in click-through. Not that it will be, but it can be. Unlike, for example, things like Pinterest or like Twitter and Facebook and so forth. Okay. Okay. So all right, the place to go, by the way, is let's see, right over here at realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. Hopefully you can see this. Let me show you that. Nope, not going to do it. Okay. And let's put it down here. So yeah, this is the place to go, realfastsocialgraphics.com /live. Oh, I wanted to show you this though. This is a really important post here from another one of our students that I think is demonstrative of just the power that we're working with here. This is Rhonda, who, let's make this a little smaller for us, who says, as of July 3rd here, results update yesterday, July 2nd, I enrolled in the course, watched the videos and started implementing. The doing part was like late in the afternoon. I had no Pinterest traffic for the last month. No surprise, since I had not used it as a source. And drum roll, please. 23.5% of my traffic yesterday in one day, implementing this course came from Pinterest. Okay, so yeah, that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing and trying to teach you here. Okay, so the place to go right down here, get sure you can see that, realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. If you're here with us live, that link is in your chat. Okay, so if you're here on a rebroadcast or replay, the link is directly below where you're now watching. Yes, John. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have a couple more questions.
Yeah, sure.
One is from Dr. Sue. It looks like, if we have a book we offer on our website, should we put a discount price on our pin or on the sales page we send them to from our pin? That's totally up to you. You know, me, I like to sell at full price. So when I promote my book on my website, I'm very, very, you know, I always sell at full price. But if you want to test things, the neat thing about Pinterest is you can test. You can do one pin at full price. You can do a second pin going to a second page with a discount offer. So there are many options that you can actually do there where you can test and see which one's most effective. Then once you find out which sales page is producing the best sales results for you, you can change the link on the one pin that's not producing as good of results.
So yes, you can delete the pins to answer your question. Yeah.
You can delete them.
Cannot. You can.
No, you can delete pins.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
You definitely can.
So you know that was another question we had. Can you delete your pins? And yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay. Dr. Sue asked. She thought I said to put a price on your pin for a product. Not always. Sometimes you can, sometimes I don't. Most of my pins do not include a price, but if I'm selling something directly from that pin, I will put a price in the description, if not on the graphic itself. And that's perfectly okay to do, and it will probably get more repins because it's very clear from the very beginning how much your product is. So you're welcome to do it. It's not going to hurt you. It's probably going to help you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So then
okay, and the place to go, you're heading over to realfastsocialgraphics.com/live, and you can grab it right there. Right. And the interesting thing here is even on our the page where you go for to grab this very special deal, I believe we even have a telephone number listed for you. So here's the page, as you can see, it loads right up. If I click on the link, goes right over here. This is where you go ahead and grab this is a secure site, and you grab it, and away you go. Away.
Oh gosh, and there's a help desk and an email that you can use as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right up here. Okay. And then the other thing that I wanted to show you here is the telephone number we actually have on the page. If you have any issues or questions or whatever, right down here, got questions about Real Fast Social Graphics? There you have the telephone number for you, and of course lots of other.
Pick out that phone and call 512-814-8361 today.
Call now.
Somebody did ask because on the sales page you don't list as a bonus the 3 social media reports that I wrote. Oh no!
Well, you get them anyway. You get them anyway.
I told him I answered the question, and I said, yes, it's not on the sales page, but it is in the membership site so that you will have access to it.
Yeah. Let's see. How active? I love this question. And by the way, here's the place you want to go right here. realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. And how active? The next question, John. How active do you need to be per day on Pinterest?
I did answer that. I basically said 1 pin a day is what I normally do, about 10 pins a week. You don't really have to be that active, again, because of the repins. And it's the repins from other people because they like what you're doing and they want to share it with their people that really sends the traffic to you. It's not your individual pins that do it. It's the repins of the repins of the repins. And that's the magic of Pinterest because, you know, on Facebook, on Twitter, it's mainly the people that follow you that see something from you, if they see it at all. Because I've posted things on Facebook that nobody's seen. And I'm going, Facebook has done me wrong. But on Pinterest, everybody, you know, people see it. And then if they repin it, more people see it. And then those people repin it, and more people see it. And it just goes on from that. It really does multiply. And that's part of that is you share good content, people will repin it. And again, 80% of all pins are repins.
Yeah, and that's the beauty, and again, that's the beautiful part of it. And it's not just any repins, as I said, that's really important. It's repinning the right pins.
The right pins, the right kind of,
and being very strategic about the pins that you're pinning. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So.
And this is especially true in terms of the pins that you choose to repin. Mm-hmm. Some you can repin, like sunsets. I repin sunsets and things like that because I like them. But when I'm doing, you know, when I'm trying to get traffic to my website, I'm very, very careful of what I repin and how I repin it. And we teach you about that in the site.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Awesome. All right. So, any other questions? Have we read through the questions here, John? I want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. I want to make sure that you have a fully informed, or you have all the information to make a fully informed decision as to whether or not you want to come along on this journey with us. And place to go, realfastsocialgraphics.com/live.
And the neat thing is, if you have any trouble, if you're a member of this program, you will, you know, I'm here to answer any questions you have, so we will not leave you abandoned or anything like that. We're here to help you, and both Daniel and I love to help people.
Absolutely. All right, so any other questions?
Yes, somebody just said, I'd like to say that I've been a huge John Kramer fan for decades, way back when, and I just want to say too. Yes. I happen to be too.
Let's hope so, John. Well, I mean, it's actually well placed. The fact of the matter is that John has really helped me in my own book marketing, and that's a pretty cool thing. And John's a sharp dude. Definitely. Here's the thing. He's the kind of guy you definitely want in your corner if you are selling books, or you want to sell more books, or if you want to sell anything. Like Joel Comm said, it's really these strategies, these methods work for anything you're selling online. Okay, it's the place to go. realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. We're going to be closing it up here in just a moment. So last chance here to grab it. realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. And John, as we close up shop for today. Do you have any parting words of wisdom for our group here?
Yeah, you skipped a slide in the presentation. It's about how to revive old blog posts.
Let's tell folks about that. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. Let me find that slide. I think it's back here.
It's real close by. It's right under Joe Com.
There we go.
Right there. Anyway, one of the things that I've used Pinterest for is that I have a lot of old blog posts, I mean 5, 10 years ago. And I thought, well, some of these are still really good content. And back in the old days when I blogged, I just wrote words because I'm a writer. But what I'm doing now with a lot of the old blog posts that I want to revive because it's still good content, I create a graphic to go along with that old blog post. And then I pin it. And it's amazing how much that revives the old blog post and sends traffic to good content. And so I have found that, you know, that's one of the things that I do almost every day is I try to blog some old blog post or, you know, I mean, I try to pin an old blog post and revive it because why waste that good, great content? Why not share it and then send people to that page? And that page, of course, always has, in many cases, you know, I'll add a new product that I have since I wrote that blog post, so people have an opportunity to buy something when they get there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which, by the way, is a very cool thing to, again, get more traction, more virality, and more leverage. And that's one of the reasons why both John and I love Pinterest, is the fact that you can do something once and continue to benefit from it for literally, as we've been demonstrated here several times, for literally years to come. No, obviously, I can't promise you that, but I can say that it's much more probable, much more likely on Pinterest than it is on any other social media. Place to go, realfastsocialgraphics.com/live. That link is in your chat area. We can get the chat going here. Yep, and it's in the chat. So there you go, folks. And John, thank you so much for teaching as always. We really, really appreciate you. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And hopefully you've got value from tonight's presentation. I want to send a special thank you to all the folks that grabbed this very special deal. I will say one other thing, that if you are watching this on a replay and you see a countdown timer on the page, when that countdown timer goes to 0, the page automatically redirects and the deal is over. Okay, and I'm not telling you that to, you know, just to make sure that you're aware that if you've made the decision to go ahead and grab Real Fast Social Graphics, that you do it right now at realfastsocialgraphics.com/live while it's on your mind and before the deal expires. Head on over there, realfastsocialgraphics.com/live right now. And with that, thanks, John. Thanks to all of you, and we will see you in the members area. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.